You were talking about how that first salary offer that comes by from the employer is never the best offer. We all know that. But I mean, the numbers that go with that, it's staggering how much employers save if you take that first offer.
And the sad part is women almost always take the first offer. That's one of the reasons why women still make 23% less than men, because men push a lot harder to negotiate. There's two factors going on here. One, you've got to believe that you're worth it. And if you've done that pay scale research, you're going to know what's a fair price. But a lot of employers will throw out the low figure. If you say yes, then they got you for $10,000 less. The other factor, too, that a lot of people aren't aware of, especially if you have a job, ask them if there's a signing bonus, because oftentimes you can get anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 simply by signing on the line and joining their team. So you want to be savvy. You really want to know, what am I worth? How do I get it? Prepare the conversation, because those couple minutes can add a lot of money to your paycheck.
And I like how you talk in there about knowing your skill set and sort of selling that to the employer, but also knowing their needs and telling them how you plug perfectly into what those needs are.
It's effectively selling what they've already told you. They're going to tell you, oh, we want to hire you because, you do this well and you do that well, and you've got this experience. So you feed that all back to them and say, considering all the experience I have and everything competing to the job, I just thought your offer was a little low. And in some cases, you might have to say, your offer is under what I make now. So for me to move, you're going to have to, bring some more money to the table, or I'm going to have to turn you down. Don't bluff. That is not a bluff.
I was just about to ask you, do you ever bluff with that?
No, never bluff, because they may say, well, we can't offer any more. And then you're backpedaling because, okay, I'll take it. I never lie, and I never bluff. The other thing that's happening too is you get a job offer, you go back to your employer, you give your notice, and the employer says, oh, well, we don't want to lose you, Mary. Let's see, how much are you making? We'll match it or we'll beat it. And so sometimes you might get your own employer to cough up a lot more money simply because they don't want to replace you.
But if you're going to play that game, you should be willing and ready to leave to head to that new job. Don't do it just to try to get a bit better offer from your current employer.
Absolutely. I'm just making you aware of what might happen. But I really focus on this. If you're looking for a new job, you want it to be a great new position, and you need to be paid what you're worth. So doing the research, knowing what your skills are, and practice, role play with somebody. How am I going to answer these tough salary questions? Don't get caught off guard.
And you also made mention in there of a mistake that I made in the past, and it was horrible, but you don't bring up money first. And I did once.
Never mention money till they have the job offer on the table. Think about this. Whoever mentions money first loses dollars. Don't let it be you.
You say to negotiate the perks. To talk a little bit about that. I think that gets left out a lot.
People forget about things like, how much are you going to pay for my medical insurance? To give you an example, this doctor was offered a new position. He's a relatively new graduate. And one of the things he found out was they were offering him medical insurance, but he had to pay a third of the fee. And he said, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to pay $200 a month. So when you look at the salary, that's a lot of money that, it's $2,400 after taxes is about $3,000. So one of the things that we used in that case is to say, hey, I get free insurance where I'm at now, because yours is costing me, $200 a month. I'm going to need an increase in the base salary to cover that. And he was able to negotiate and get $5,000 more.
Nice.
So that's one thing. And the other really easy thing to get is more vacation. All you got to do is ask and say, in my current role, I get 3 weeks of vacation, or I get 4 weeks of vacation. And that PTO is really important to me. I work so many hours But when it's time to rejuvenate, I need that extra time.
Hmm.
And so, is that something you can do?
And haven't we all seen in the last year and a half how important that time off is?
Absolutely.
You also had a post, and I found this fascinating about the questions that you should be asking during the COVID era right now. First of all, you're a big proponent of me as a candidate going in and having my own questions when somebody interviews me. You don't just want to sit there and be an answer bot.
That's for sure. You want to learn, is this a good place for me? So, one question that's really key too, because people leave managers. That's why people leave their jobs. They
Hmm.
don't like the new manager that they may have gotten. So, ask the question, tell me about your management style. Another question is, can you share with me what's the work culture here and what's the politics like?
Hmm.
You want to know how bad or how good it is. In the COVID era, you also want to ask some questions about what kind of policies have you put in place? Are you going to allow remote work, hybrid work, or are you going to require in-person work? And if it's in person, are you going to mandate that everybody be vaccinated before they come into the office?
Hmm.
So those are some key questions. One other thing that I always like to ask is this: what do you think are the three things that you'd like to see accomplished in the first 6 months for whoever takes on this job? That gives you a really good insight as to the type of work they want you to do and whether you even think it's realistic, because sometimes they put a lot of demands out there that just not possible to achieve.
We keep hearing that there's just jobs for the picking out there. Have you seen some people though who are still, I mean, they're trying really hard to land a job and they're having a hard time getting it?
Well, what I see is typically it's a terrible resume. They don't know how to write the resume and sell themselves effectively. And even if they do get an interview, because a lot of them are on Zoom, they just are very nonchalant. They don't prepare. They don't think about how they come across. And so that's what I notice with the people that I've been coaching, and I do interview coaching on Zoom. It's amazing to me how bad they are and how, they're playing with their hair, they're tweaking this, they're doing this. And the biggest thing is they're looking at the sky, they're looking down, they're obviously reading their resume. When you break that eye contact, you're breaking the connection. And so on Zoom, that's critical. The other thing you've got to do, think about the questions they're going to ask you, write out answers to those questions in advance, and then role play them so that they're smooth and have work examples. So many employers are asking what we call behavioral questions, where you've got to give an example, and you want to be prepared with some good ones.